Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new here. So for today's video, guys, I am so excited, but we are finally going to be reviewing the new Lunar Beauty. This is the Nude Prism collection. So you guys want to see what my thoughts are on this. Is it actually any good? Well, then definitely keep on watching. Oh, guys, you guys have no idea how long I have been waiting for this to come in. Some of you guys have been reaching out to me going, are you going to review this? Yes, I'm going to review this. I just had to wait for my PR box to come in. I quickly just want to say thank you so much to Manny and the team at Lunar Beauty for gifting this to me in PR. I'm so freaking excited. And I'm also going to say that even though Manny and I are friends, I'm still going to be very honest in this review because at the end of the day, that is what's more important. And I know he would definitely appreciate honesty more than anything. So just know that just because I got this in PR does not mean I'm not going to be honest. If some things work, that's going to be amazing, but if it doesn't, that's okay too. So what is the Nude Prism collection? Well, first off, can we just appreciate how gorgeous this is? Like, hot damn. Like, Manny is just so freaking beautiful. Like, seriously, like his beauty is just unworldly, right? But then you also have these two like gorgeous models next to him. So freaking amazing. Like, that is just such a gorgeous campaign shoot. So this collection includes the Nude Prism palette, which is an 18-pan palette. It also has the Nude Prism blush palette, which is a 6-shade blush palette, and it has 3 new lip oils. And you guys know that I'm very particular when it comes to lip products, so I'm really going to be putting those oils to the test. Also, he stated in his video that anybody who bought the entire bundle would receive a nude sponge free of charge. This is now going to be a permanent addition to the Lunar Beauty line because this actually launched with the mystery boxes. And my mystery box never had one. And I was like, Manny, I never got this sponge. But it's here now. I'm so excited. I really do love Lunar Beauty sponges. And now this is a permanent addition, so I'm so excited to try this out. So let's go ahead and dive into this collection. I am so excited. I've been waiting for this to come in. Okay, so first off, we do have the Nude Prism palette right here. Can we just take a moment to really appreciate the beauty of this palette? Like, holy shit, this is a gorgeous, aesthetically pleasing palette. Like, this is going to look so beautiful in my collection. Now, this actually does retail for $48. There are 18 shades in here. And if you guys didn't know, you guys can use my code Allie, which will take you guys 10% off your entire purchase or off of individual items. I will say that my code does not work on any bundles because the bundles are already so heavily discounted, but they do work on individual items or like the total all purchase if you don't have any bundles in there. So you guys can save some money using my code, but this is gorgeous. Now, you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of nude palettes, but I have definitely been getting into nudes as of like October 2021. Like when Jaclyn Hill created her Divine Neutral palette, I started to really get into nudes, and then from then on, I've been really falling in love with it. So here we have, wow, the Nude Prism palette. Like, I swear photos do not do this justice. This is absolutely beautiful. It looks so similar to the Strawberry Dreams palette right here. Let's just take a look at these. Like, look at the gorgeousness of this. I have to show you guys this palette. It's so pretty. It's so freaking beautiful, and it's very, very aesthetic, and it's very like with the vibes of Lunar Beauty. This is why I appreciate his brand so much, because he puts so much thought into just the packaging alone and really keeps it cohesive with his brand, and I really do appreciate that. Like, so freaking stunning. Although I will say that when I reviewed, not this palette, but I reviewed his Moon blush palette, yo, let me tell you, the eye look that I did was just freaking atrocious. It was atrocious. Okay, so I'm praying to God I don't make that same mistake today, but knowing me, I might. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and open up this palette right here and see how it looks. Oh, this is so pretty. I think what's captivating me the most is the shimmers in the middle. I actually really do appreciate the fact that he put the shimmers in the middle and put the 2 mattes on the outside. Like, that's kind of like cool to me because it's just a little different, because most either have in the top row or they kind of have it spread throughout the palette. I like that he just has a row full of shimmers right here, and these are just truly, truly beautiful. Now, I'm not going to bother swatching all these shades because we both know that I'm not the biggest fan of swatches and I never do them justice, but I do kind of want to swatch these shimmers because he said they were very, very metallic in his video. So I kind of like really want to, wow, that feels nice. Ooh, look at these. The shade Laura. Wow. Okay, let me go ahead and swatch these. And I said when applying that these shimmers, you want to put it on a wet primer, glitter glue, something like that to really get to stick, and that way it doesn't have much fallout. Let's go in the shade Sam. Oh, Sam is just so pretty. Okay, so here are the shimmer swatches right here. I can definitely say they feel very, very, very nice. They have a nice creamy, buttery texture to it. They're very soft, and they feel like they're going to glide very easily onto the lid. I'm really enjoying the colors. I think the color I love the most is Laura and Sam. Those are the ones that are drawing me in the most, especially that shade Laura. I think Laura did a really good job picking that shade, but I'm not surprised because Laura is the queen of neutral colors. And I also really do appreciate that on the very top row right here, he does have a row of very soft neutral pinks that we can have like a soft romantic look, a little subtle, a little hint of color, but not being too much. But then he also has your true neutrals right on this side as well. So I really do kind of appreciate the balance that he put into this palette. So I kind of want to take the shade Cherry Blossom and like just feel it. Ooh. Let's take the shade Apricot. Ooh, that's nice. And then we're going to go into the shade Tease. Just kind of want to see how these look. Now, mind you, I don't really base anything off of swatches. They're swatching pretty nicely. I don't base anything off of swatches because sometimes how things swatch on the hand or on the arm are different from how they swatch on the eyes. So I'm definitely really excited to dive into this palette to see how much I like it. Next, he rolled out with the Nude Prism Blush Palette. First off, again, the packaging is just so damn gorgeous. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous packaging. Like, I cannot stop staring at the cherry blossoms. Oh, they're so pretty. So this palette does retail for $35. There are 6 shades in here. And let's go ahead and take a look at it. God, it's like Twilight. It's so freaking pretty. Oh my God. Okay, so this is definitely not what I expected. I don't know, I guess originally when I saw these colors, I was like, ooh, these might be like not necessarily for me because I'm very, very much about the peachy blush. I don't like anything too overwhelming, like the shade Hawaii right there. Like that to me is a little intense and I would like mess that up. But I really do like the fact that he did make this more of a cool tone palette. Let me show you guys his other one. Here's his other one. This is the Moon Prism blush palette. So here we have the Moon Prism and then we have the Nude Prism right here. So you guys can definitely see how they definitely do. You guys can definitely see how they kind of balance each other out. Although I feel like this one right here, just because it's cool tone, it has a little bit more versatile colors that makes it more inclusive for everybody in this palette. So I feel like he did a really good job. So here are the swatches right here. They're very, very light, which I do appreciate because it means that they're going to blend out really, really nicely. So definitely more of a colorful blush palette, which makes it more inclusive for people who definitely have deeper skin tones. So I really do appreciate that. And they're definitely more on the cooler, something more on the cool side, which I do again appreciate because if it's too warm, it's a little intimidating. I don't know how much use I'll get out of some colors in here, but I could definitely make it work for me. But I will say that again, the aesthetics of this is just truly so beautiful. So beautiful. Okay, last but not least, we do have brand new SKUs to Lunar Beauty, and that is his lip oils. You guys know that my favorite lip product of all time is Lunar Beauty. My actual go-to lip combo is the Jaclyn Cosmetics Bourbon Lip Liner with the Lunar Beauty Zaya Liquid Lip all over the lip, followed by Perfection tapped in the middle, followed by Starlight literally put all over. That is my go-to routine. I wear that every single day. That is my lip combo, and I'm obsessed with Lunar Beauty glosses. They are truly phenomenal. They smell amazing, like French vanilla. They last all day. They are not sticky, which is super, super important to me, and they have a very beautiful shine. I really do appreciate his formula. So I'm definitely going to be really anal on how he does the lip oils because, again, I love his products so much, but I'm just very particular in how I like my lip oils. I want them to be non-sticky. I want them to be kind of like thick where they're going to last a lot longer than a normal lip gloss would. And I also want it to be something that's very hydrating, that feels very soothing on the lips, that when I'm wearing it, my lips just feel nice and refreshed and like they are like not chapped, and I could just go about wearing it all day and not have to worry. So we have 3 new lip oils right here. We have Dare Me, Kiss Me, and the shade Expose Me. Now each one has a different scent to it, which I find that to be so fascinating because Manny's known for having like the French vanilla scent, and now he's gonna have like, I think mango, watermelon, and I believe peach is the other, like I think peach is the other like flavor. These do retail for $18 a piece. And first off, the packaging is just super cute. I love the pink packaging. And then he also did it just a little bit. Oh, there's like a little moon inside too. He did it a little bit differently where they're going to have like a nice softer pink overspray to it than the normal like black overspray or the white overspray. Black usually means that that's going to be a permanent addition to his collection. You guys still find all of like his lip glosses like in a white component, but like his liquid lips tend to come in a black component. So now his lip oils come in more like a pinky nude component, which I really do appreciate. So the first one we have right here, this is the shade Expose Me. This looks to be a clear lip oil. Let's try it out. Wow, okay, it looks like I spit all over my lip. Or it looks like I just licked my lips with that high shine. So this is the shade Expose Me. That is very, very nice and thick. It feels super hydrating. It does feel like it's going to kind of glide all over my lip. I don't know how well this is going to sit on top of my liquid lips. I'm assuming they're going to sit pretty well, but I can also imagine that this is going to transfer just like his lip glosses do. But hot damn, that feels incredible. It feels so soothing. It feels so soothing. But like, okay, let's be gross here. Need I say less? Need I say less? It just went through a makeout sesh and it's still holding on. Hold on. Okay, well, it definitely transfers. It's still on my lips. Okay, that is actually really, really, really nice. Okay, so then we are going to have the shade Dare Me. Let's see how Dare Me looks. Kind of has a little subtle pink tint to it. And I believe this one is his Peaches. So let's go ahead and try Dare Me. Oh, I can kind of see a little bit of pink tint. The shade Dare Me, which doesn't look that much different from the shade Expose Me, but this has a little bit more of a subtle like pink shift to it. And it smells like peaches. It smells so good. So good. Okay, let's try the last one. Okay, and the last one is the shade Kiss Me. And this has a watermelon scent. This would be definitely a little bit more of that pinky vibe to it. And it's hard to tell like the swatches. Swatches, I feel like you really won't be able to see much of it. But like on the lips, let's see. Oh yeah, this smells just like a nice watermelon. That tastes like Trident watermelon gum. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? This tastes like the Trident watermelon gum. So this is the shade Watermelon Kiss. Honestly, between the three, I can see just a subtle difference in color, but mostly they're very, very similar. They're going to all have a clear underbase to it with just a slight tinge of color. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. If you just want to have just a little bit of a pinky tint or you want to have nothing at all, that's going to really kind of depend on you. And you can kind of layer these with different colors. And you can layer these on different liquid lips. So depending on like what you're looking for, if you want more of like a neutral lip, you could do a clear gloss. But if you want more of a pinky lip, you do either Kiss Me or Dare Me. And that's kind of like what you're looking for when it comes to that. But I will say the formula is really nice. It's very, very hydrating. It feels a little thick, but it feels so incredibly smoothing and very nice. Like this is something that I'd want to have on my nightstand and keep it right by my bed. So before I go to bed, I put this on and I fall asleep because I like having a very, very like hydrated lip balm, lip oil style lip when I go to sleep. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in. We're going to go ahead and play with this collection and I'm going to see, is it the best one yet? Is it worth it? So let's get started. Okay guys, so if you hear like any background noises, one, it's just my neighbors, and two, I am watching the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. I cannot get enough of this because just imagine like having your life exposed like this. Like it's just, I'm on Johnny Depp's side, and so I know some people are going to disagree with me, but I'm on Johnny Depp's side. I completely think he's innocent in this situation, especially because for 36 years, he's kept his private life private in Hollywood, and you know, he doesn't want to. He said like in his statement yesterday that he's not embarrassed to have his life exposed, but he hates that it got to this point, and he's not holding back. Like, you know, he's had his text messages read. He has to talk about his account with Amber, the beatings, the drug abuse. Like there's just so many things that go into it. So I find it very fascinating. So you probably are going to hear him talking in the background just because I don't want to miss the trial, but like I still want to like, you know, do my reviews. So just know that's what's happening. So we're going to do two different eye looks today. I'm going to go in on this eye with more of the pinky eye looks. I can kind of show you guys how to do a soft romantic look with it, but then I'm also going to go in on this eye with like the neutral side. So I can show you guys how to do like a neutral eye look with this as well. Everything that I'm going to create is going to take you less than 5 minutes to do, because this is a very versatile palette. You can use this to work. You can use this before you go to work. You can use this to go on dates. You can use this to go hang out with friends. You can use this however you want to use it. I just feel like it's a very versatile palette that you can literally take this with you everywhere you go. I feel like this will be a staple in everyone's collection. And I feel like this is the type of palette that you don't have to wear false lashes with. Like I love wearing false lashes, don't get me wrong. But whenever I'm going on a date with Corey, I just want to go out quickly and want to have a beautiful eye look. I sometimes don't always want to wear false lashes, but I feel like I always have to. But unless I'm doing like a neutral eye. If I'm doing a neutral eye, then I can just use my own lashes and I still feel very beautiful. I feel like this is what that palette's going to be like for me. So we're going to go into the shade Cherry Blossom to get started off with. We're going to do a halo eye with this look and then do like my normal eye with the other look. So I'm gonna take this. There is definitely some kick up in the pan, by the way, from from digging my brush in here. There's definitely a lot of kick up, but that's okay. I just want to let you guys know. And I also let you guys know that my brushes should be restocked on May 6th. So make sure you guys use code Allie to save you guys 10% off your purchase when they do get restocked. So we're just gonna take this and we're just gonna start to just place this right in the inner corner. Takes on the outer corner. Okay, so now that's laid down, it's very, very light in color. We're going to go into the shade Sam. This is a beautiful, beautiful shimmer, and I really like how these feel. So here we have this shade. Now, Manny did say apply this with like a wet primer, with glitter glue, a finger. So that's what we're going to do today. We'll have like a wet primer on, sort of. I could try glitter glue, but I just want to see what it looks like on its own. So we're going to start to just place this right here to really get a feel of this. Ooh, that is such a pretty color. That's so pretty. This right here. Sorry, I just got to the part in the trial where Johnny Depp just talked about how Amber shit in his bed. If Corey ever shit in our bed because he's pissed at me, we got into a fight. I swear to God. I probably would laugh too. I honestly God probably would laugh too, but I don't think a relationship could really handle someone shitting in our bed. I think it's so sweet that, by the way, that Manny dedicated the shade to Sam. If you guys don't know who she is Here for the Tea. She created Here for the Tea, which is a drama channel. And that's actually kind of how I kind of discovered some influencers back in the day, because I used to follow Sam a lot. I loved her videos. She was very, very non-biased, and she just kind of like spoke the facts and like was not afraid to say what was on her mind. And I really do appreciate that. She did really, really well thought out videos, and her videos are one of the only few videos besides like Tea Spill that I really did admire in the beauty community when it came to drama stuff, because she did a really good job with it. Next we had the shade Laura, which is for Laura Lee, Manny MUA's, Manny's best friend. So we're going to sit here and we're going to take this, we're going to put this right in the center. These are very gorgeous shades. Ooh, buddy, your breath is stinky. Your breath is stinky. You want to tell the camera? Come here. Come tell the camera how stinky your breath is. Come here. Come here. Come here, buddy. You don't want to show the camera? Come here. Koa, come here. Come here. This is Koe's and Kai's. Their breath are stinky right now. Yeah, their breaths are so stinky. Yeah. Okay, so that is kind of it for this eye right here. It's very beautiful. It's very subtle. I will say that the shade Cherry Blossom right here, it is so light in pigment that I feel like it's a little hard to see on the lid. You guys see that kind of right there? I feel like I kind of have to go back in one more time and pack in more color because it's not really wanting to stay. So I feel like this particular color, I might have to use like a color base underneath it or use glitter glue to try to get it to hold, just because it's a very, very soft pastel color. It tends to happen with colors like this anyway. They tend to be so soft, they tend to not want to stick to the lid. At least in my case, I never really want to. So you just kind of have to be very subtle, kind of have to play with it. But there is that look right here. So I'm gonna quickly throw on my eye base and then we're gonna move on to the next look. So now for this eye, we're gonna go into the shade So Icy. We're gonna start off with this shade first. Such a beautiful color. Such a beautiful color. We're gonna take this, we're gonna put this, ooh, look at that, in the inner corner. I'm actually really appreciating how soft these shimmers are in the pan. And there's like no flakiness that I can see whatsoever. These are very, very soft. I really do appreciate that. And I'm already kind of messing it up. I always tend to mess up my eye looks. All right, then we're gonna go into the shade Your Soul Golden. I'm trying to utilize like all these shimmer shades that I can, hopefully. I'm gonna take that and put that right next to that. I want this to be like a very, very soft, easy, neutral eye look that literally anyone can do in 5 minutes or less. Just because that's what I like to do with neutral eye looks. I don't like to make them too overly complicated, you know? Okay, and then we're gonna go into the shade Classic. It's like that classic, beautiful, neutral brown. We're gonna take it on my brush. Definitely a lot of kick up in the pan. So that's something to take note, because something like that will probably end up causing this palette to stain just a bit. So we're gonna take that and we're going to start to just press this right here. And we're gonna blend that out. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna clean this area up, but I will say that these shimmer shades, they're really gorgeous, but they do kind of spread around just a bit. Like when I was trying to blend out this matte shade right here, I'm noticing the shimmer's kind of blending in with it. Not a bad thing. Most of my palettes end up doing that. It's probably my fault more than anything. So let me quickly go ahead and put on my face. We're gonna come back and do the eyes together. We're gonna come back and finish the eyes together. We're gonna come back and finish the eyes together. I'm gonna go in the blush palette. I will say I'm still wearing the lip oil right here and it's still holding on really well, which I really do appreciate. So let me go ahead and just quickly throw the rest of my face on. We're gonna come back and finish off this eye look. We're gonna come back and finish off this makeup look. Alrighty, so to finish up the eye looks, we're gonna go back into this palette. Now we're gonna go into the shade Milk Tea right here. I'm surprised it's not named Boba because I know how obsessed Manny is with the boba tea. He gets one every single day. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna go under this eye right here because it's kind of like a soft, darker purple. It's kind of like a soft, like a mauvey purple. And we're gonna start to lay this right here. Again, I wanna go something very, very subtle and not too overwhelming because I want it to be like a very soft, easy eye look. And now we're gonna go into the shade Moody right here. It's like this deep brown. And we're gonna place it underneath this eye right here. Place it underneath this eye right here. So we're just gonna take it. Now, typically, if I were to wear lashes, I would go into that shade deeper, which is gonna be that black shade in this palette, and I would use that to line my upper waterline so I can blend my real lashes with my falsies. But since I'm not going to wear eyelashes today, I don't need to do that, but that's typically what my next step would be to do that right there. So now that that's laid down, we're gonna go into the shade Tease. I'm gonna take on this brush. I'm just gonna lightly tease out the bottom of this. That way it's not too harsh and start to blend that out. So to move on to the blush palette. Okay, trying to figure out what blush to use because typically these are not the blushes that I normally use. Like I said, I use a very like peachy style blush. So I feel like Kawaii is what too deep for me. I feel like Kawaii is what too deep, but I wonder if I could take the kind of like mix the shade peachy and pink prints, maybe a little bit of Blaze, kind of like mix, maybe, or maybe just kind of mix these two together to try to get like my perfect match. So let me take my brush, dig a little bit into Blaze, tap that once, tap in Peachy, and then we're going to take this, and we're going to start to, ooh, that's a very pretty blush. Okay, so now the blush is laid down, I kind of want to put on a lash. Because like this is kind of like a smoky eye, so this will make me want to put on a black liner. But then this is very soft, romantic, makes me want to put on a white liner. I could do white on both, but I'm trying to like show you guys the versatility of this palette. So I'm gonna put on a lash. But let me quickly show you guys what I mean. So I'm gonna take my little flat liner brush right here, and I'm gonna go back into that shade deeper, beautiful black shade. We're just gonna take this on this flat liner brush, and I'm just gonna literally line my upper lid just by stamping it on, because I don't like to do actual like eyeliner because my eyes are such a weird shape that it doesn't really necessarily look nice on my eye. But this just allows me to take this and kind of just stamp this in ever so slightly to give myself like a liner look. And then I literally just take my mascara and blend it in and put the false lashes on. It just really helps to blend them two together. I actually learned this trick long ago from Jacqueline when she was doing eye looks back in the day. This is what she used to do. And I just found this to be so helpful. So if anyone out there struggles with eyeliner like myself, this is the best technique I have learned, to literally just sit here and stamp this in on the top, on the upper waterline. And this can give you that liner look without actually having to apply liner, and it's shadow, so it's gonna stay on. Okay, so now that the eye look is done, we're gonna go in with my lip routine so I can show you guys what it's like. Although I'm gonna switch up, obviously, like the gloss portion. So I'm gonna quickly line my lips. This is with the Jacqueline Cosmetics Bourbon Lip Liner. All right, now we're gonna go in with Zaya. All right, now we're going in with Perfection, just in the center. Okay, so now that it's all laid down, now we're gonna go in with one of the lip oils right here. I think the one I'm gonna go into, honestly, is gonna be the shade Dare Me, because this is kind of like a light pink. Even though this one has a little bit more of a pinkier tinge to it, which my lip is sort of like a nudie pink, but a little bit of a brown undertone. I don't use the clear gloss because I know this is gonna stain. I don't use the clear oil because, well, I guess no matter what oil I use, it's gonna stain like the actual applicator. But I just feel like the pinky one, like this light subtle pink, will probably be the best for this lip look. I feel like this would be a little bit too pinky, might change the overall look. So we're gonna go into the shade Dare Me, and this is the first time I'm using lip oil on top of like a liquid lip. I'm kind of nervous. I hope it turns out nice. So let's go ahead and try this out. Wow, look at that shine. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys out. Alrighty, guys, and this is the final look. So what are my thoughts on the new Lunar Beauty Nude Prism collection? Well, first off, let's take a look at the actual makeup. So you have one side that I use like an all pinky tone, and then you have a very neutral side where they both have two different like water lines. So you can see this one's kind of more smoked out and pulled out, where this eye is more enlarged. So let's take a look at this eye first. I have to say, I absolutely think this is a very beautiful, subtle, soft eye look. Like this is the type of eye look that I would do on an everyday basis if I'm going to work or if I'm going out on dates, hanging out with friends. Like this is like a very, very much go-to look for me. And this look right here does not require a false lash at all. I just added it on because it would look weird without it with the other eye, but I think it's very, very beautiful. Now I did notice that shade Cherry Blossom is a little bit light in touch, and there's definitely a lot of kick up in the pan when using that, but it was very, very it was very easy to work with. It's very subtle. It's one of those shades that even if you are not the best at blending like myself, it could still work in your favor, which I do appreciate. And then the shades Laura and Sam, they are very beautiful. They're very easy to work with. I definitely recommend when using those particular shades to definitely have a wet base like Manny recommends, because I do notice that they do kind of shift and move depending on what type of eye look you're doing. Like on this eye look, they definitely shifted and moved it on this side, but on this side, they did not move. You guys can definitely see that high metallic shine like he talked about. They're very easy to work with. They are very beautiful, and they really will give your eye like a pop in your face. I do enjoy it. Then on this side, I was able to use a little bit more of the neutral side. I love how this side looks. Like this is probably more of my favorite side right here, because I like it when I have a more smoked out eye look and I wear the black eyeliner. It just kind of gives me that cat eye effect. Because I have very natural, large, like doll eyes, this kind of smoked out look is something that I typically go for when it comes to a neutral eye look, because I really do like the effect that it gives my eyes. Now, again, this is a very subtle, easy eye look, something very easy, something that everybody can do. I will say, however, that I noticed that the shades Your Golden definitely kind of, spilled over into the matte shade, definitely went into the crease area when I was trying to blend it out. So it's kind of maybe more my fault. I could have used glitter glue to help hold it in place, but I kind of don't mind it being in the crease and kind of mixing with the matte shade, just because it kind of gives it more of like a look in my, it kind of makes the look stand out just a little bit more. So I do appreciate it. I think it's very, very, very beautiful. I love both eye looks I created. So this palette right here, it does retail for $48. You do get 18 shades in here, and I think it's a very gorgeous palette. Like at the end of the day, I'm still a color whore, like through and through. I'm still a color whore, but the neutral bitch inside of me is actually really enjoying this palette. This would probably be my go-to everyday neutral palette, not because it's Lunar Beauty, not because it's Manny, but because it does offer so much. I really do appreciate the pinks and the neutrals. I feel like that's what's selling me on the palette, is the pinks and then the neutrals, because a lot of times if I want like a pinky vibe palette, I'll go into like Huda Beauty or Natasha Denona, but if I want like a neutral side, then I'll go into the Jaclyn Hill Divine Neutral with Morphe. But it's kind of nice to have a mix of both in here, and I can create so many different variety of looks of that. So I really do appreciate that factor. I loved how he laid it out with the shimmers in the middle, and I also love that all these shimmers right here do kind of complement one another. They complement each other not only in this row, but in the other shades as well. You can create so many different neutral eye looks with this, and then just the shimmers alone, like the shimmers are gorgeous, or as Manny says, they're gorga. I can never do him justice when I say that. But it's a very overall beautifully aesthetic palette. And I know that there's so many people out there who love neutrals over color. So while I still prefer color, I definitely think this is a must-have in your collection. If you love any sort of neutral palettes, you are going to love this. I think it's a very well thought out palette. I think Manny did a wonderful job, and I can definitely see this being a go-to and a staple in so many people's collection because of how beautiful this palette is and how it's literally built and how this is literally made for everyone to use. Like everybody can use this. So I do appreciate that. Okay, so then we have the Nude Prism blush palette. Now you get 6 blushes for $35. And I was really hesitant on this at first because there are different shades in here that I typically wouldn't gravitate to. I'm a very, very, very light blush. I want to have more like a soft peachy, just a little hint of color on my face. Some people really love to have a heavy blush. I'm not one of them. So I was looking at this going, I don't know how I can make this work for me, because typically his other palette is more geared towards my liking. But I do appreciate the fact this is a very cool tone, particularly with the shade Pink Prince. It's a gorgeous shade. But I was actually thoroughly surprised that I mixed the shade Blaze and Peachy, and that kind of came out to be the color that I wanted it to be, because Peachy just would be a little bit too pale, but having that shade Blaze, which can be kind of more of an undertone, and mixing it with the peach shade really kind of gave me that peachy blush that I was looking for. Now, I honestly won't really get I really won't get a use of the shade Kawaii. That is just too purple. That is just too pinky in my opinion. I won't get a use out of that because that's a little bit too deep for my complexion. It would just not look right, but I will say that would be really beautiful as an eyeshadow, and I could really make that work. And I just feel like this particular blush palette definitely is more inclusive for a lot of people, and I feel like it just also is very complementary to his other blush palette. So if you have the other one, this is a very nice complementary blush to go with it. It's gorgeous. You can definitely use these as blushes, but you could also use them as eyeshadows as well. Now, moving on to the lip oils. You guys know that I'm very particular when it comes to my lip products. I have a very unique routine, and I have to say I am pleasantly surprised. I am pleasantly surprised with his lip oils because the shine on these is like no other. Like my lip glosses, they give me that beautiful shine. Don't get me wrong. But these just have like an extra oomph in your face. Like my lips are super, super shiny. I do not feel it on my lip at all. When I'm talking to you, I do not feel it grabbing my lip at all. It feels so soft, so hydrating. The only downside to this that I will say is that I could definitely see it pull my lipstick underneath. And the reason why I say that is because this is a thicker consistency. So I did notice that my liquid lip, because he doesn't have a full matte liquid lip, he has a semi-matte, which means that it does have the ability to transfer. It doesn't fully dry down, because if it dries down completely, it makes it so uncomfortable on your lip. It's like so dry and cracky, and he made it so that it's not, that it's very soft, very much like a chapstick feel. So because it does have that texture underneath, I did notice that it did want to pull just a bit when I applied my lip oil. It was grabbing the product more than I wanted it to, so I can definitely see some bare spots on my lip that I had to kind of touch up, but that is okay. I typically wouldn't necessarily apply a lip oil on top of a liquid lip anyway. I usually tend to go for a gloss, but I will say I am thoroughly impressed with the way this formula is. Like I was thoroughly impressed. So overall, I would have to say I think Manny did a wonderful job with this collection. Like, I think it is just so freaking pretty. I think it's beautiful. I cannot take that away. The packaging alone speaks for itself. It's so gorgeous. And then you have the products on the inside. I mean, this would be a perfect neutral palette. Like, I can't imagine anyone not loving this. Like, I can't imagine anyone not loving this, especially these shimmer shades. They're more like foils. Freaking amazing. And the blush palette is really beautiful, and is really beautiful itself. And then you have the wonderful lip oils that I'm thoroughly impressed with. So Manny, you did such a wonderful job. I am very impressed. I have waited long enough to get my hands on this collection. It was well worth it. This is definitely going to be my go-to palette when doing a neutral eye look. I'm probably gonna, like I said, lean more towards this side than this side, just because I just really love like the vibes of this. It's just very like, ooh, smoky. I love it. So yeah, Manny, thank you so much for giving this to me in PR. I thoroughly appreciate it. You guys can go get your hands on it right now. Don't forget to use code Allie to save 10% off your purchase. I believe free shipping does apply I think if you spend over $75. They do offer Afterpay, and I definitely think you guys will love this collection just as much as I do, for sure. So yeah, guys, that is it for today's video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Sorry if I was a little quiet. I'm just so invested in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. It's just bizarre. But yeah, if you guys like this video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 4 to 5 videos a week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channels, R for Life, where you guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. And as always, a huge thank you goes to all these beautiful, wonderful Patreon members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribe, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in the very next video. Bye. It kind of has some more soft. I also really appreciate in the very top row right here. There's a 6. What's it? And now this is a permanent edition, and I just want to say, and I want to quickly say that even though I am friends with Manny, I'm going to go ahead and preface this now. How do I word this? Okay, so on par, his beauty is just like phenomenal. If I were a brand owner, I would, because that you won't, because every one of those are, I will say my code does not has a row. I like that you just can use to do a nice colorful pop, nice color. And this kind of has like a soft little subtle, this kind of has a little bit soft of peach. This kind of has a little subtle, this